Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture. In this video lecture we will discuss an editorial of the Indian Express dated 21st September 2022. The first editorial we will discuss here, the life and death. Before going further, I will say that I have used two different colors for highlighting. One is green, another is a yellow. Green is for something important or which is you worth reading again, okay, worth reading again. And the yellow is for the keywords. So whatever I found in the editorial or the phrases, okay, how these keywords or phrases will be helpful for you in your mains answer writing. These will be helpful. How? In mains, as we know, we don't have the luxury of our time. Within limited time period we have to write a good quality answer, okay. For writing good quality answer in limited time, instead of writing long sentence, we can write short sentences, okay, short sentences, while without compromising the quality of the answer, okay. And these things can be solved by these keywords. These keywords are eye-catching, also these are self-explanatory. So in this way these keywords will be helpful in your mains answer writing, okay. So the context is that recently Supreme Court decided to frame uniform norms for the trial courts in awarding the death sentence, okay, death sentence. So we'll move to this handwritten note. So the context is that while trial courts, okay, are awarding death sentence to any person, they will follow the norms or guidelines provided by the Supreme Court, okay. These guidelines will be prepared by Supreme Court. Why such and why the need of guidelines? Because by following these guidelines there will be uniformity across the trial courts in India while awarding death sentence, okay. So the main theme is, our topic is that a death penalty, okay, death penalty or capital punishment, okay, capital punishment. So first we will understand where it is going to fit in our GS papers, okay, GS syllabus. It will fall under GS2. In GS2 under the topic justice, okay, justice. Once we develop this capacity to connect to our syllabus, then only we will give more interest, or will read this editorial with more interest and with more focused manner, okay. So as you understood, this falls under justice. There are three types of justice, okay: reparation, reformation and retribution, okay. Reparation, under this justice the victim will be compensated. Whatever loss or damage happened to this victim, the victim will be compensated. In a reformation, the criminal will undergo the criminal will given a chance to reform himself or herself. He will be in imprisonment or in jail. He will given chance to reform himself, okay. In case of retribution, the criminal will suffer for his wrongdoings, okay. Whatever wrongs he has done, for this he will undergo severe punishment. This is retribution, okay. Our today's topic, death penalty or capital punishment, falls under this retributive justice, okay, retributive justice. So whenever in future any other article you come across with the theme death penalty or capital punishment, then try to connect with our core theme, that is justice, types of justice. Under types of justice there are three types of justice, and the death penalty falls under retributive justice, okay. So why there is a death penalty? Death penalty is to create a deterrence, in the society. What do you mean by deterrence? Deterrence is to discourage, okay, discourage an activity or event, so that in future any other person will think before he is doing such activities, or he will have a fear in doing such activities or repeating such activities. For example, A kills B, okay, A kills B. So for killing B, A will be punished with a death penalty. He will be hanged till death, Okay, so this will give a message to the society that in future whoever kills another person, then he will be punished like a. Okay, so this will discourage this killing activity. So uh, with this provision, death penalty is there in our law, okay, to create a deterrence in the society. So the death penalty is there to create a deterrence, but in the past also, in recent times, we have seen that still the murder, theft, terrorism are increasing. Their number is increasing even if there is the provision of death penalty. Then uh, then we can say that the death penalty no longer acts as a deterrence. Okay, so when it is when it is not fulfilling its objective of deterrence, then the debate comes that whether we will abolish the death penalty or we will continue with a death penalty. If we look at the global level, the trend is the awarding of death penalty is decreasing. The awarding of death penalty is decreasing, while in India the awarding of death penalty is increasing. Okay, the awarding of death penalty is increasing. Whether there should be a death penalty or not, there is a debate, and the world has been divided into two groups. Like European Union is saying that the death penalty must be abolished completely, but many Arab countries or Middle East countries, they are in favor of the death penalty. They want the provision of death penalty should be there in their justice system. Okay, if we look at India's scenario, in India, what India stand? India consider both hands. There should be a death penalty, there should not be death penalty. These both hands are extreme. India considers these both hands are extremes. Okay, these both hands are extremes. So India goes with a balanced approach. What is balanced approach? For this balanced approach, okay, many Supreme Court cases and reports have been published in past on various occasions to have a balanced approach while awarding death penalty. Okay, so in Bachchan Singh case, Supreme Court said that the death penalty will be applied in rarest of rare cases. What does it mean? That the death penalty should not be completely abolished, or it should not be applied in routine manner. In every case, the death penalty should not be awarded. It will be applied in rare case. Okay, rarest of the rare cases, death penalty will be applied, but not in each case. Okay, so India neither completely abolishing the death penalty, nor it is using it as a routine. Okay, it is only using in the rarest of the rare cases. Okay, if we look at the data in the last 18 years, okay, 8 people so far has been executed in India. Okay, 8 people has been executed. Law Commission report in 2015, Law Commission report says that the death penalty should be abolished, and only it will be applicable in case of terrorism. In case of terrorism, the death penalty will be applicable, but for any other cases, the death penalty will be abolished. Okay, so India considers both hands are extremes, and India follows the rarest of the rare cases. If India follows the rarest of the rare cases, then what was the need for Supreme Court to come up with this uniform norms? Yes, we can substantiate this, that yes, there was the need for Supreme Court to intervene and to come up with uniform norms, to frame uniform norms which will be followed by the trial courts while awarding death sentence. The data is like this, that as we saw that in India, the cases are the awarding of death penalty is rising. Okay, and then why there is a trend of rising, there is a rising trend in awarding death penalty in India? It is the structural discrimination. Okay, structural discrimination. This I have taken this from the editorial. Okay, structural discrimination. Also there is another keyword, raising procedural bar. Okay, this in this you can use these keywords. Okay, structural discrimination. This thing no favors or this thing leads to the increase in awarding death penalty in India. How? A recent study in the name Project 39A, in its 2016 study, it shows that out of 385 death row prisoners, okay, there are 385 death row prisoners. Among them, a major chunk, 76% belong to SC, ST, OBC or religious minority category. Okay, and 3/4 belongs to economic weaker sections, and 62% lack secondary education. What it signifies? That our there is a structural discrimination. There is a in our judiciary system, in the trial court, there is a discrimination. How they are discriminating a certain certain caste of our society. Okay, our judiciary system or investigation team is biased or prejudiced, like if people is poor, then he must have done the crime. If he is black or he wears dirty clothes, then he has done this crime. Okay, so they are prejudiced. Okay, so there is a structural discrimination. You have seen this movie Jai Bhim, where you can think you can very well distinguish this structural discrimination. Okay, and 3/4 are belongs to economic weaker sections. If they are poor, then they can't afford a good advocate for their case. Okay, and ultimately they will suffer the death penalty, which is the final punishment. It is about death and life. Okay, just because he is poor, he can't afford good advocate, and as a result he will be end up with a death penalty. Okay, and it is a huge discrimination. And 62% lack of secondary education, they lack in education. Then you can see that how uneducated people they involve in heinous crimes, and thereafter they end up with a death penalty. Okay, so in its the Project 39 in its 2020 study found that the trial courts in Delhi during 2020, okay, they awarded 80 death sentences. Out of 80 death sentences, 60% resulted in acquittals or commuted by high courts. Means the trial court awarded with a death penalty, but the High Court commuted to life imprisonment, or the High Court decreased the quality of punishment from death penalty to life imprisonment. Okay, so it signifies that there is a very low conviction. Okay, there is a low conviction judiciary, and there is a structural discrimination, biased, prejudiced. Okay, so these things act such a factor that in India the death penalty, awarding of death penalty is increasing. Okay, if we look at the editorial, okay, so the writer is saying that India needs a balanced approach, like the death penalty must be applied in the rarest of the rare cases, as it is said in the Bachchan Singh case, and the rising of procedural bar. How to bring this uniformity? By the procedure, whatever the procedure is followed by the trial courts to award death penalty, this procedure level must be high, so that the person who is in death row, he or she will get a hearing, and that hearing will be fair and human. Okay, if the procedure level is that much strong, then it will be difficult for a trial court to give a death penalty or to award death penalty. So to bring a uniformity across the trial courts while awarding death penalty. Supreme Court is coming up with norms, and these norms will guide the trial courts while awarding the death penalty, so that we can reduce the number of death rows. Also, there is a low conviction rate in case of death penalty, and all these things can be solved through this uniform norms which Supreme Court is going to come up with. Okay, and the handwritten note, or the synopsis, you can download from our Telegram channel, and the link of that Telegram channel I have added to this description box. Okay, thank you.